Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to Silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruit the brand, you can't move me. The music is man, it's a con job, but it's grand. Been blessed with a great hand amongst many that stand. And yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. And if they say that it don't, when they feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. And even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry, and more days is yet to come. Under the sun, taking the ferry to the city, where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me fear though. I swear to God I'm trying, but they pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Buy more, sell now, but I ain't following. I ain't a hollow man, I'm full of them fall winds. Take it all with a tall grin, and if you feel it, do it with me. And just sing what the song says. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so big. So big, so big, so big. Take it all for what it is. What it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. It ain't all so big. It ain't all so big.
Hey y'all, it's me, SB.
Dearly beloved,
Y'all know what today is. It's hump day. It's Wednesday, hump day. I hope all of you are doing well. And I hope that you can hear me. Because y'all know in the beginning of the streams, we like to struggle a little bit. But I hope that you all are hearing me very well today. Thank you so very much. Dr. Steele, it's good to see you guys. Black, built like a conquering king. It's good to see you. So listen, today, I got to share something with you guys. I'm going to, we're going to have a little talk. We're going to have some conversation with our ladies. We're going to be sincere, like I'm always sincere. I want to talk to my ladies about some things. And of course, I want, my men to listen. I'll advocate for you all. And y'all know I'm talking to the women because I love women and I want women to win. And I hope y'all understand what I mean by that. About that. I want women to be good wives. I'm coming from a place, y'all already know my story, most of you all, that I'm on both sides. I was a single mom for a time, not a long period of time. I had an outstanding support system. I had a broken heart. I understand what some may call trauma. But we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But we're going to actually, in just a few minutes, we're going to wait for a few of you all to come on in. Hey, Dre, what's going on? Dr. Steele, I spoke to you. Black, hello, how are you? I'm on time tonight. It's for somebody else. Mr. Gilbert, what's going on? Christopher, thank you so much for your Cash App always. I appreciate you guys for being here and all your support. We're going to give it just a little bit. Wait for a couple more people to come into the live, and then we're going to start this. We're going to go over a couple of videos that I've done. All of you all have been here. Y'all have seen me do these videos. It's going to be live. It's live for you all, but y'all going to remember this. But this is all stemming from some young man by the name of K Mall TV. You know what? It may not be a man. It may be a young woman. K Mall TV actually took one of my videos and put it on Instagram, and it is just out there, and they just are talking. Y'all know how it goes when people use SB's videos. Thank you guys for doing that, because everybody needs to hear. They use SB's videos, and then the women, they come out, and it's like a fight all over again. But the men are not necessarily fighting. They're just saying, hey, guys, submit. Listen to what she's saying. So I got to share a couple of things with you all. But before we do that, I definitely want to say hello. Thank you guys for being here. And Mr. Boss is going to start with a couple of videos, and I just want y'all to pay attention. And I think throughout we may go ahead and play the videos again. But tonight, the title, women, stop with the excuses. Big Barbara, how are you? It's good to see you. So in a minute, we're going to make this all make sense. So Mr. Boss, are you ready? All right, go ahead. One thing you all are doing is this. You're talking negatively about men, but you're getting underneath them.
Oh.
You always want to get underneath. You get underneath a man real quick. Now, me, I would say if I hate a man or didn't want to be bothered with men, I wouldn't be bothered with men. Me having sex with them wouldn't even be an issue. I would be like, I don't want to do a man. But no, that's not happening. That's not what's happening. Women, young girls are continually being sexually liberated and getting up thinking that man's equal. They're kidding themselves. You are not the man's equal, and you won't win thinking that you are. As long as you're getting underneath a man and still procreating with him, because that's exactly what's happening, whether you think you're just having sex, but you're actually procreating. You have 3 kids. You've never been married. You're not a prize. Then I got to thinking, that's why she don't like Kevin Samuels. It was just hot girl summers, when they were hot. And during the summers, they spent their time out going through men. And now they find themselves in a place where nothing is good enough. You know why? Because they've had just about all of it.
God damn it.
There are more women than there are men that want to be married. You know what I'm saying? So when a man comes to a woman and he asks you to marry him, y'all be humble enough to understand that you're in an outstanding position, that man loved and cared enough about you to ask you to marry him, to ask you to be his wife. How about that, y'all? Be humble enough to recognize this. But I'm seeing right now that we're not. We're talking junk. We're like, he better do this, and I don't need him, and I'm the honor, and this reckless stuff over and over again. Ladies, I'm gonna keep asking this question. What is wrong with being a woman? What is wrong with being a lady? What is wrong with being a wife and submissive to your husband and have the covering? What is wrong with that? I need somebody to tell me what is wrong with that. So, as you see, guys, those are the videos that are out there. The one that is getting the most conversation, of course, is the one with Kevin Samuels in it. And I'm telling the young ladies that if you have 3 children and you cannot find a man, or a man is not good enough for you, the problem is you're not the prize. Y'all, oh God, y'all, they come in from left to right. They just want to tear me up about this video because they want to believe in their delusion that they are the prize, no matter what they're bringing to the table. Now, listen, I never said that women are not good wives. I'm not saying they won't make good wives. I'm not saying that they're not good mothers. I'm just telling you as a woman that a man would much rather have a woman that has no children than a woman that has 3. And if you get an opportunity where a man does want to entertain you as his wife, please be humble enough. Let me say it again. Be humble enough to know that that is a good man and he's asking you for your hand in marriage. The example I gave, it was because a young lady that was well over 40, actually well over 50, someone was actually speaking to her about 3 men, and every man that they spoke about, she dissed them. And this woman has 3 kids. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What's going on? You got 3 kids. And this woman's telling you about 3 possibly good men, and it's not good enough. So that's where all this is coming from. And I just want to have a conversation with the ladies because I feel as though, when I'm looking at the comment section, and I'm telling you guys that video has over, I think, 500,000 views and 300,000 comments or something. It's just outrage. They just going crazy about it. You seem unhappy. I do. Oh, I'm not unhappy at all. Not at all. I am actually sad, but it's not that type of sad. I'm sad for the fact that our women, today's woman, don't understand that they deserve, and I'm saying deserve. No, let me say it differently. because nobody deserves anything. You have to work for what you get. I'm saddened because today's women don't have value, and they don't know how to get the value that they need to have. That does make me very sad. They actually think that their value is in their vagina. And this is why they continuously give their vagina away, thinking one day that I'm going to win this man over. And it's not working. So I spend my most days thinking of ways that how can I reach these ladies to let them know that their value is not in their vagina. They should actually be preserving themselves and having a better relationship with their creator, getting to know God so he can share with them exactly who they're supposed to be. So they can become better mothers if they are mothers, better wives, or be that woman, that virtuous woman. I'm going to say it, that woman that man would want to be with. Because I never said a woman with a child is not a good woman. That would be stupid because I was a woman with a child and I'm a good wife, very good wife. So, and I never said that woman wouldn't get married because I hope that they all do if that's what they want. So now understand this. We have women every day talking about they don't want to be married. They don't this, they don't that. I totally understand what they're saying. What they're saying is they don't want to be mistreated. They don't. And I agree with that. I don't want them to be mistreated. But until they understand that they have to elevate themselves and, raise their standards, until they get that, they will continue to attract the same thing, the same man each and every time. We have to make a change in order to get something different. Ladies, in order for us to get better men, we have to become better women. We have to have standards. It has to be some things that we just don't fall for, we don't go for. We can't just continue to give ourselves, submit to men that are no good for us with the hopes that they may call us tomorrow, or with the fact that I'm sexually liberated, or whatever the situation may be. We cannot do that. Men can do whatever they want. I am not even talking to a man. It's not my responsibility to do so. There are enough men out here that can talk to men. I'm talking to ladies because we are the ones that are throwing, and they're going to get me for this too. They're throwing their lives away because it's not what they want. It's not what they want. No woman, in my opinion, wants to have a child and have to raise that child alone. I know that we're saying now we're going to, by choice. I want to have a child by choice, like that, the bus driver lady, Ebony or whatever. By choice, I want to be alone and have this baby, but she got a man. I want to be a mother by choice and not, go to the sperm bank, but I got a man. So it's something real, it's something we're missing about that. And you know what? People, we got it. Holly weird. Maybe she's a part of that. I don't know. But that is very weird to say you want to have a child, be alone, but then have a man. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's what I'm speaking to today, because our women are in trouble. They're giving all type of sign language. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're taking no accountability for nothing. Every time you mention something to them, they're telling me a million reasons why they did what they did. And none of it has anything to do with, I wanted to. None of it. So today we're going to break down some barriers, I hope. And I'm doing that by, again, sharing my life, because so often I think people don't realize that you speak from a place of wisdom. Not everybody is in these spots right here, talking points, talking with talking points. Some of us have a real life story. And some of those stories may look or resemble your story. And all it means is that in the end, if this woman that is sharing this story, which is me, if I win, it also means that you can win also. So this is why I do this. So here we go. Now, I've told everybody that's been here forever with SB Nation, y'all probably know me like the back of my hand. But those of you that are new here from Rumble, thank you so much for being here. Those of you that are on TikTok, again, thank you so much for sharing my videos, being here on my platform. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. You can go to SBU Live or Security Boss Unsolicited. There's so many ways to get to me. So I want you all to subscribe to the channel, and I want you all to continue to share the videos because the word needs to get out there. Those that are on YouTube, you all are my family. Y'all know how to find me. Y'all join me here in the lives. And again, make sure you're sharing. Make sure you all are telling someone about the videos if you believe in them. And I kind of believe you do because y'all are always here with me and your support is outstanding. Listen, those of you that are or may not have your notification bells on and don't know when I'm coming on, look, make sure you go back and check, turn the bells on. SB Nation is definitely growing. We almost have 12,000 subscribers. Y'all know I've been here, just a little over a year and a half. Well, no, right at a year and a half. And I got 12,000 subscribers for this channel. And I think that's outstanding. But we want more ladies and men to be a part of it so they can hear what we have to say. Me and Mr. Boss want to definitely be an example for the generations to come because it doesn't have to be the way that it is right now. And I obviously know that all will not get it, but it's still my job as an elder to tell the ladies, hey, it could be this way. So for those of you that don't know my story, I was a single mother. My first was my child's father. I love this man. Oh, I thought I did. Now, I want to tell y'all something because I don't know if everybody's experienced this or not. So I understand these ladies when they're talking about this trauma that they've gone through, all this pain and hurt and whatever. I'm older, so I know more probably or experienced more, a little more than they have. But the pain that I felt when that relationship did not work, the heartbreak that I experienced was very real. Y'all, it was pain. You know how we always say, oh, it broke my heart. That is nothing. This was physical pain. I can't tell you how it hurt, but I can remember it hurting. I can remember it hurting. I can remember thinking, wow, what have I done? I can remember the shame in my life because I knew that this is not what I was supposed to be doing. I recall this for myself, y'all. I did. I recall this for myself. I was in pain with the fact that I was not with this man anymore. That was my first, guys. That was my first and my child's father. I recall this. And I can imagine that ladies actually feel this way on occasion. You know, when something like this happens, when they give themselves, listen, remember, I'm always talking about how you're submitting yourself to a man when you are actually having sex with him. You're laying underneath him. You're submitting yourself. You're totally at his will. That's the most vulnerable position a woman can be in. And I understand that that's what's going on. And I understand that that's what women must feel. And I can understand when a man leaves, how they must feel once he's gone. So I get it. I get it, ladies. I do. But I could only make that mistake one time in that one relationship. I knew how I felt, never wanted to feel that way again. So I knew from that point on, I needed to make better decisions. I knew it. So I did. I took account for what I did. And I realized that, yeah, we had sex, but I had sex with him. I actually loved him. I wanted to be with him. We were so wrong. But how could I make him responsible for my life? My life. I mean, what did he do? What did he do that, you know, to make me be like, you're responsible for me now from here on out? You know, you made me do this. I did this because of you. No, that's not the case. So ladies, listen, we can't do that. These men that you are laying down with, that have not promised you anything, have not promised you marriage, have not promised you the next date. They don't promise you anything. You cannot make them responsible for your life. You can't. You can't. But I feel as though we continue to do so because every time I make a statement about a lady with 3 kids, well, you need to be going talking to the men. No, I'm talking to the lady because guess what? If we as women elevate ourselves and raise our standards, then the sex doesn't have to happen. We don't have to be loosey-goosey. We don't have to be like, you know what? I like him. Let me have sex with him. We don't have to do it. It could be all about us. And we can save ourselves or preserve ourselves for the man that we want to marry or the man that wants to marry us. And if we continuously tell ourselves that we don't want to be married, okay, then you don't want to be married. So I would say to you, please don't have any children because a child deserves a mother and a father. They deserve that balance. They deserve to grow up in a household with 2 loving parents so they can be productive citizens. They deserve that. Children do, because we bring them into this world. They don't have to come. We do that. So if you can't look out for yourself, look out for your children. Definitely do that. If you can, look out for the children. So when I'm making these videos and I have women come in, they just don't, we got sign language. I know what they mean. They want to shame me. They want to shame me because I'm telling them that you cannot do this by yourself. This is not a good position to have yourself in. Then we turn around and then women are suffering from mental illness, suffering from depression. They're constantly telling themselves that they can do it by themselves. They want to be the man of the house. They want to be equal with the man. And that is not the position that we were here for. So they shaming me because I'm telling them you deserve better. And I'm not going to say deserve. I got to stop saying that. You should want better for yourself. I even have women telling me that, hey, we don't want marriage anymore. All we want is money. All we want is the bag. These are women saying these things. And I'm not going to take you on a tour of my house. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to show you my car anymore. And I'm not going to show you all the material things that I have. But understand this. When you find a good man that loves and cares about you, you can build with that man. You can have anything that you want. You can have anything that you want. You all can do it together. You can get the bag and you ain't got to work hard. You ain't got to do all the work. You have a husband that you can support. You could be his helpmate and you could do whatever it is he needs for you to do to accomplish whatever it is that you all want together. Material things are easy. Like I said, I'm not going to take you a tour of my house, but I have one. And it's not just a house. I could take it and show you my car. I'm just telling you, there's a way that you can do this and actually win. I'm not black. I'm not going to show off. I'm not. I wouldn't want to do it. But I'm just letting women know that you're not limited when you have a husband. You're unlimited. You can have, and him and you together can have whatever it is that you both desire if you by working together. But I understand that we don't want bad men. I get it. Hey, Clement, how you doing? I understand it. Miss M, let me read that comment. A slew of women are unhappy due to their own misbehavior. Therefore, those with children are setting their children up for unhappiness and for the streets to raise them. Hey, listen, you're exactly right. But when you try to set a woman down and tell her this, it can't get through. So this is sad to me because we are living in a world, we're so delusional. We have 3 kids. We have never been married. I don't know if the 3 kids are by 3 different men or not. Let's just say they are. And a man comes to us and says, you know what? I'm entertaining you. I would like to be with you. I want to date you. I possibly want to marry you. And then you look at this man and you be like, you ain't good enough. Or you say to your girlfriend, there's something wrong with this man. Y'all, there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with us. We are not the prize. We're not. Make sure when you come into live, you all give me a thumbs up, but we're not the prize. So guess what they do? They start with the shaming. We're going through the sign language. Kevin Samuels was right. Then they go on with the insults. Y'all, the insults was crazy. They don't know who I am. They don't know I'm a woman that's been married 27 years. They don't know I got married at 25 years old. They don't know I've lived their life and now I'm living mine. So I've been on both sides. I had an outstanding support system. My mom was like, give me the baby. I'll take it. And I was like, no, but that's the support system I have because I grew up in a time grandmamas ain't doing that now. These young ladies are doing this all by themselves. I've seen it. They're sitting in the car. They're crying their eyes out, looking to catch a break from feeding, crying, and changing diapers. I have seen it. I have witnessed it. I have people that come up to me and say this often about how they wish their situation was different. Now, I can't change that situation. And of course, they beating up the man and I sit down and I tell them, look, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this because you had at least a 50-50, a 50% ownership goes to you in this situation. Because you did not have to have sex. Come on, we can't beat these men up that we have no relationship with. These men didn't promise you anything, but you gave everything to them. We got to stop. I mean, I heard a girl the other day, y'all. She was crying her eyes out because she had just had a baby. Found out she was pregnant again. And she said her baby's father ghosted her. He ghosted her. And then she went on to say, well, I'm going to have an abortion or deletion. She went to have the deletion. She was like, I'm better now. I deleted my child. And, she went on and she told a little story. The next day, she's back in the car again. This time, she's crying her eyes out. And she's praying to her child that she deleted because she hated to have to do that. Now, this is a woman all by herself making this decision. And I'm saying to this young lady, what is it? What is it that you need that will make you understand that you have more value than this? You don't need to continue to give yourself to anyone for this reason. You don't need to do this. Stop having sex with people that don't care about you, people that haven't. What are you doing? And she was just bawling, just crying, so upset. And I'm telling them, preserve yourself. But then you got women over here on the right telling them, ladies, you're the leader. Men do what you say do. Y'all are in control. If they don't do what you say do, you leave them alone. Just empowering this crazy thing that makes women think that they are in power and have all the control and they can tell men what to do. But then at the same time, our ladies are still having sex with men with no protection, and they still having babies that they know they didn't plan for. When they constantly insulting me, and I'm the one that's telling you, I'm the one that's cares enough about you, that loves you enough to tell you, you are wrong and it's time for you to be accountable for it. Now, there are some that really get it. Y'all, there are some that get it. Most of them, they read my post or they hear, my post or what have you, hear my channel, and they want to add to what I said. Just like the one y'all just saw, I said that a woman that has 3 kids is not a prize. I never said she wasn't a good woman. I never said she wouldn't make a good wife. None of that. I just said she's not a prize. The man that takes that on better come in with his eyes wide open, because he has now, instead of 1 person to be responsible for, he has 4. That is a big job. And I'm not saying a man wouldn't do that. There are some that will. But let's don't joke around and pretend that that is not a real thing. That man now has 4 people to take care of, where he could have just had 1. That's what we need to know. Now, the first thing they do is when I point out something that we are doing wrong, they want to point their fingers at the men. First thing they do when I say, ladies, preserve yourselves. I hope you telling the men that. No, I'm not. I'm not, because it's not my job to tell the men to do anything. Me nor you can control a man, but I can give you advice that will help you, and I can control myself. And that advice is to preserve yourself, ladies. Preserve yourself. Lock it down. Lock it down. Throw away the key and figure out why you're here. Figure out if you already got kids. Find out from your creator. Build a relationship that's not surface, that's deeper than what you can just sit and imagine, talking about a boy, being about a man, or whatever it is. Build a relationship with God. Let him lead you and show you what you're supposed to be doing, because it is not having sex with random people and creating babies. That is not what you're supposed to be doing. It's not. And then receiving assistance from the government and messing with your mind, thinking you being incentivized and that you don't need a man. Then you go back out and get another man and have another baby by him, continuously being incentivized, and have not figured out yet that you're in control of the situation as far as giving yourself to a man. You still want to tell the man that, oh, you did it. You're responsible. What you going to do? That's what they tell me all the time. What are you going to tell the men? What do I need to look? Don't y'all get it? If women could be more responsible and accountable for the people that they lay with and have sex with, we would have better men. Because a man can't do anything with you unless you let him. Now, if he's taking it from you, y'all know what to do. That's a crime. If y'all lock it up, and y'all say, look, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Oh, but my intentions are to be married, or my intentions are to do whatever it is. If that man wants to have a relationship with you, then he has to do what you have asked him to do. If not, let him keep going. What is it about this thing that we're not getting? What is it that makes you think that if you give it to him and you give it to him right, he gonna like you more? Ladies, it doesn't work like that. I don't care how many lies he's telling you in your ear. It doesn't work like that. Men need to see the women that they marry being different. Men like to adore the woman that they call their wives or that they want to be their wives. You can't be the regular girl. You can't be doing the same thing that the other women are doing. You got to show up different. And if you're still here today telling me you don't want to be married, I'm not even talking to you. Ignore me.
They liars, bro. They liars.
They definitely are. Ignore me. Because there's no way. I just cannot imagine. Now, listen, I got two sisters that would tell me all day, every day, I don't want to be married. One has been married. Both of them been married. Both of them would tell me, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be married. Yeah, I know. Okay. It's not true. They want companionship, y'all. They do. They just want good men. Who would not want someone to love and care for them? Who would not want someone to lay with them and just cuddle, or on cold days make you warm, or when your birthday's here, they make you feel special? Whatever it is, who would not want that if it came genuinely and we could invest our time into it? Who wouldn't want that? Everybody wants that. And if you don't, hey, okay, I'm not talking to you. I would think that's what every woman wants, because guess what? God, he made a man, and he made us for the purpose of the man. You remember? He made helpmate. So he felt like we would come together at some time, or lots of times, and we would make little ones, kids. But we're supposed to be together. We need each other. So for us to be like, I don't need a man, whatever, we're not functioning in a whole place. We're not whole within ourselves. Now, I understand if you've had some very bad experience with men. I understand totally where you may not want or trust another man. I want you to go get some help. I want you to lay it all out. Lay it all out. Because I just recently found out my little interaction I had when I was a young woman, and I gave myself, that was my first, to my child's father. That was because my relationship with my dad had changed. I didn't realize this, guys. I never realized. I was a daddy's girl. I mean, I've said this many times. My daddy bled brakes. I was the one. I love cars. Y'all don't know. So getting in the car, driving fast, and just all that boy stuff, playing softball, t-ball, I enjoyed it. My dad did it with me. Mini bikes, go-karts, this is me. But when I got about 13, 14 years old, the relationship changed. I guess at that point in time, it was like, hey, look, it's time for you to go on with your mama. So I'm not saying he left me. He didn't go anywhere, but the relationship changed. So I didn't have him anymore. So I'm imagining that maybe I was just looking for love. And the first man who said, I love you, I like you, this young guy, he didn't know nothing about it, but I knew less. So I fell for it. So I got pregnant, y'all. And I'm like, what is this? What is going on? What am I doing? So I'm telling you, that's not the route I wanted to take. That wasn't supposed to be who I was. It happened. I got past it. I grew up. Like I said, I became married. I got married at 25. I got married, which some would say is very young. And I vowed then that I was going to be the best wife and mother that I could be. Now, y'all already know me and Mr. Boss had a child that did not make it. Child died at birth. From that point, we said we wasn't even going to try again. It was a devastating thing. And it's like, I don't know about this world. Could have been selfish, probably was selfish, but that was the decision that we made. So I'm telling you, ladies, I've been there as a single woman. Now, I do not recall back then, because the man that I did have my child with, he did ask to marry me. He did. But he went to the military, and it all was supposed to happen. We were supposed to be this military family and all this and all that. But I'm so glad that did not happen. That did not transpire for me. It was not. I knew I was supposed to be a wife, y'all. My mother was a wife. She was an excellent example of a wife until she actually died. They were married until she passed away. She did her job. She absolutely did. And I knew that was what I was supposed to be doing also. Had a great example of it. Now, did that mean that I couldn't get an education? No. Did that mean I couldn't have a career? Absolutely not. None of that. It didn't take away from any of that. But I still knew my role as a wife was supposed to be somewhat like what my mother's was. And I've already told y'all the story. When I met my husband, my mom did not even like my husband. Because by this time, I'm older, y'all. I'm 23, maybe 22, 23 years old at this point, 23. when I initially met my husband. I was 23. We did not get together at the time. I was in school and I was like, no, I'm just not, we're not quite ready yet. So 1 year went by, and that next year, me and Mr. Boss hooked up again. I saw him again. And then this particular time, it was like, hey, it's time. I'm ready. So we actually did get married. I told y'all this before too. We moved in together. So we was doing it all. We was out there in the world just like most people. Shacked up a little bit. The plan was to move in together because the lease was ending. Husband's lease was ending. We was going to move in together, and then was going to have a wedding in a year. Moved in together. By this time, we are now two saved individuals. My husband's a follower of Christ. That was the type of woman he was looking for. That was the type of woman I was going to be, right? Was. And by this time, look, we stayed together about 3 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. We was having too much sex. It was not what we were supposed to be doing. Felt too convicted. Decided that we were going to get married. Went and got married on a Wednesday night downtown at the courthouse. That is my story, y'all. 27 years. That is my story. Did I go back and have a wedding? Nope. I was like, you know what? We's married now. And I was good. We went on. Mr. Boss was an entrepreneur. I was working at a church, I think, when we first started. I think I was working at a church, had just gotten out of school. We was just doing different things. I've told y'all this story. So my point of this is that I'm not this woman that's trying to judge you guys on, sitting back like I have never done anything. I've done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, but I also learned from those things that I did. I was not that woman that was resistant and did not have a relationship with God. I pursued it because I knew that I was wrong. I didn't feel right, y'all. When it did not work out with my child's father, I got to tell y'all this too. He came back many years later and he said he wanted to apologize. And I was like, apologize for what? And, because of the cheating and what have you. And I'm like, look, thank you. I accept your apology, but it's probably more so that you apologize to your child and everything will be good. My child has always known who her father is, and he's been in the military the whole time, and not anymore, but back then he was in the military the whole time. So he would come and see her. She's always known who he is, and it's never been a secret. And we just went on. I am so happy that I did not marry that man. I don't even know what type of woman I would be today. Mr. Boss. Miss M, I did figure it out, and I'm so glad. That is why I don't mind sharing with ladies about how it can be done. But we gotta relearn what we think we know, because there are so many. You know what? Hey, Tisha and Miss M, I'm telling you, because y'all seem to be very reasonable ladies. There is something out there now that are telling women that we're not at fault for anything, that we can't do wrong. And the woman I know creates a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos. We are very wrong. We do very conniving, vindictive things all the time. We are not an outstanding bunch. I know this. I have witnessed this throughout my life in so many different areas where I can tell you women are not great. We need husbands. We need coverings. We need relationships with God. We need that. Now, somebody gonna be like, I don't believe, fairy tale, whatever. Okay, do what you do. But I'm telling you, we need something in order to keep us in some sort of alignment, some sort of discipline, some sort of structure. Women can get so far out of control. They will come and sit on your man's lap right in your face and look at you like you crazy. That's how women operate. Oh, they'll come and sit on your porch, and everybody in the church know that you're trying to go with their husband. That's what women do. I have seen this with my own eyes, guys. This is, our morals will slip. I mean, if it's a man involved and it's something that we want, we will go after it if we don't have our morals in check. If we don't have somebody leading us in discipline and structure, you know what? We'll go outside with a skirt all the way up our butts, thinking we cute. We'll go outside half naked and just had a baby and think it's all right because somebody's out there being like, you look good. We don't have enough unless we are pursuing these relationships on our own to say, look, this ain't right. We need somebody. We need a good friend or a husband or somebody to, or your mom or somebody telling you, hey, that's out of line. And so often we don't have it. We don't. So I'm telling ladies, we are operating right now in a very delusional place. And I can imagine that we've been doing it for some time, but it's time now I'm here as an elder and I'm sharing with you that it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to keep on. And I think it's torture. I think it's a torturous situation for one woman to have to raise 5 kids by herself. I think that's a terrible situation. I think that could lead to depression. I think it could lead to so many terrible thoughts. You got children you can't take care of. I mean, it's just not, the ratio doesn't even work. So when I hear things like that, my heart goes out to that woman, but that woman needs to know that it's not about her. It may be some choices that she made, or it's probably about those children, but she can do better. You have more value than this. Let's find your value. Let's figure out what we're doing. Let's figure out how to make it better. You will be at peace with yourself. You can be whole. You don't have to continue to operate in this traumatic or all this trauma that you're operating in, all this sorrow, all this sadness. Because see, that's what's happening. They're sad. They have experienced some trauma and they're trying to, continuously find different men to make themselves feel better. And having sex is what makes them feel better, but it's temporary. It's temporary. See, they don't understand that the real peace comes from that relationship they have with God. And some of them may not want it. Again, if that's your situation, then I'm not talking to you. But we're going to go back a little bit because I've told you about how they shame you. That Kevin Samuels, he said this, that sign thing. It was like, look, shaming, insulted. Oh God, y'all, they insulted me. They know nothing about me. And it's so funny to hear the insults. They told me how Mr. Boss was just cheating and I was just desperate for a man. And I'm a pick me and a mammy. And listen, they're so good with it. They say stuff like, respectfully, mammy. I'm like, dang, y'all putting respectfully and mammy all in one sentence. Thumbs up to you. The message doesn't change. It's still the same. I'm still going to tell you the same thing. The same thing. You need to hear what I'm saying. You are out of order having children and not having a father to help you take care of the kids, or not even pursuing the fathers to help you take care of the kids. So they do the insulting, she's dark skinned, she this, she that. Then they want to guilt me. We have some in my own comment section often that try to guilt me. They try to tell me that I'm shaming single people or I'm shaming single mothers. How and why would I do that? I myself was a single mother. What am I shaming single mothers for? And how am I doing it? By calling out that they're single, or by saying that they're not preserving themselves, or not mentioning to them that, hey, look, you should try to have a husband. You should do these things, have a better relationship with your career. How am I actually shaming them? Am I shaming them when they decide to go out with their butts out? I didn't tell them to go out with their butts out. Am I shaming because I pointed it out? Is that what it is? Am I shaming single people, women, because I'm pointing out their behaviors? Is that what it is? Well, guess what, y'all? I'm going to continue to do that. I'm so sorry if you feel like I'm shaming you when I do that. So, that's just how it's going to be, because y'all need to see yourself. It's not always cool. It is not always cool. Actually, it's never cool. And then y'all know they have the need to be right. The need to be right all the time. You can't tell them nothing. You could say, hey, listen, you totally missed it. That's not what I was saying. I wasn't talking about her being a bad mother. I wasn't talking about a man. We wasn't talking about anything like that. And they will be like, just because, and I'm like, no. They have a need to be right, no matter what. I mean, oh God, y'all. Why they can't just submit to it? Just submit. Listen, even if you don't agree, just agree and say, okay, how about that? Just say, okay. Okay. If it doesn't apply to you, swipe left, keep going. If it doesn't apply, keep going. It's okay. It's okay. But if it does, or if what I'm saying, it hurts you that much, that means I've hit a nerve. Sit back, take a moment, examine yourself and figure out, wow, maybe what she's saying is a little right. because that is what happened. I did do this. Maybe that's what she should say. You know, Again, I'm going to go back to the value. We often don't talk about this much. I do. I talk about it a lot. But as women, I feel as though a woman has value. A woman who is in a marriage could be a great asset to her husband. Now, sometimes men fight with this too. I don't know why, but I'm talking to women right now. But we need to understand, ladies, y'all need to understand your value is not in your vagina. You having sex with these men is not getting you closer to anything. I know that there's a whole movement out there that says you got to have sex with me in order for me to talk to you or in order for me to marry you. Or I hear that. And I understand that this may be very, very tough. I get it. But you all got to learn how to look out or pick. Y'all got to learn how to choose who you all are spending time with. A man needs to have the same values that you have. Y'all, for me, I tell every woman all the time, if I'm intentional and I want to be married, I'm looking for a God-fearing man. If he's not speaking the same language that I'm speaking, I am moving on, but he needs to know that I am looking for a husband. I'm trying to preserve myself for that. Reason being, I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to be faced with that type of decision. I don't want this relationship that we have here to end and me not be married and you move on with your life. And now I just had sex with another man and there's nothing here. So I want to preserve myself. Please understand and respect that. Understand and respect that. This is not manipulation. I'm not trying to make you do anything. I'm not trying to encourage you to do anything. I'm just saying to you, I have to take ownership of my life. I got to be accountable for my life. I want to be an asset for my husband, the man that chooses me. I want to be a helpmate for that man. So I have to wait till that man chooses me in order to give myself to him. Because y'all, if y'all haven't figured out yet, sex really clouds your mind. You make really bad decisions when you are involved sexually with a person and he doesn't, or you all don't have any intentions on being together. When he leaves you, it's trauma. Because again, our emotions, we are very emotional people. Our emotions go very much so to having sex. It's an emotional thing for women. That is the difference between a woman and a man. That is why women get so connected and attached to men when we have sex with them. We got to figure out a way to cut that bond. The only way you can cut that bond is not to have sex. Being sexually liberated does not help a woman. It doesn't. We're not equal to men. We don't function like men. We don't. I hope y'all hear me. Women do not function like men. I know that they keep telling themselves they are or they do. And maybe sometime along the way, they may, be so logical that they think, oh, yes, I do. I'm like a man. Okay. I don't think so. I really think that your emotions is tied directly to your vagina. And this is why women suffer so much trauma or get so attached to men when they have sex with them, especially if it's good sex. That's all it takes, some good sex. And then we end up, oh my God, yeah, we have an unprotected sex at that. Unprotected sex. Wow. Now, see, that was one thing we didn't do. But let me read this super chat really quick. Thank you, Mr. Gilbert, for your $5 super chat for the collection plate because SB is taking y'all to church. Listen, they don't want to go to church. Look, we're going to continue to talk to ladies. Thank you so much, Mr. Gilbert. We're going to continue to talk to ladies and let them know that they can have better. They can have better. Their value, it doesn't have to be what it looks like now. They don't have to be like the girlfriends. They can be a standout. They can be different if they want different things. Clement, how are you doing today? Sometimes women become more masculine in their nature, which causes confusion in their relationships, SB. I understand that. I do. That's why I try all the time to let women know, even though you can accomplish things as far as college, degree, certain jobs or what have you, it should not alter your role as a woman. It should not alter your role as being a wife if that's what you want to be. Or if you're in that situation already, it shouldn't alter your role as a wife. If so, you need to sit your husband down. You need to have some conversations with him and look, I'm not enjoying this woman that I am right now. I want the doors to be open for me. I want to be, I want to have a romantic evening with my husband. I want to be feminine. I want to have the lingerie on. I want to be that woman. I want to touch. I want your touch. I want to feel you. Can I fall back? I need more from you. And then we have the conversation. And from that conversation, we make some changes. That is a conversation that needs to be had. A woman should not be having to do all the things by herself. And I realize, Clement, that the situation that some women are in, that they have to do everything by themselves. But we got to ask ourselves, did I put myself in this situation? I realize I'm here now. And I realized that maybe the man that I was with, that my child's father, we shouldn't have been doing this and we shouldn't have gone this far. Sometimes it may even be your ex-husband. Who knows the situation? And I agree, Clement, but we cannot continue to do all these things on our own. We got to fall back. We got to allow the men to be the men that are in our lives. We got to fall back and allow them to be men. This is a terrible time to be dating, Crypto. It is. It's a terrible time to be dating. It's a terrible time for our women. But it's time. The time is now. We have to remind our ladies that it doesn't have to be this way. I mean, the way that women attack men on a daily basis for just being men, for having that logical thought process, is like outrageous. It is. I mean, and all men want to really do, in my opinion, is love us. Now, y'all don't pretend. I'm not getting ready to pretend. I know that there are some bad men out there. I know that there's some men that don't mean us good intentions. I understand and I totally get it. I do. But what do you do about that? This is why I'm telling ladies to elevate themselves. This is why I'm saying, look, you got to preserve yourself. We got to figure out a way that we don't continue to waste our time with men that don't have good intentions for us. We got to, because some of these men, just don't get it. You know what I mean? It may not mean that they're bad men, but, if their nature is allowing them to have sex with women who allow them to have sex with them, then what's going to stop them? If we're not the ones that are stopping them from doing this, then what's going to stop them? What's going to stop it? There's a young man in these spaces right now, not too long ago. Y'all know I'm talking about. He said he had 7 baby mamas and 7 different women with 7 kids. See, there's nothing stopping him. But if you knew up front, like the next woman that he dates, if he tells her, I got 7 kids by 7 different women, and she continues to have sex with him, what do y'all think about that? What are we doing? Wouldn't that just blow your mind? Wouldn't you be like, what? What did she just do? You get what I'm saying? So that's the equivalent, in my mind, to a woman having 3 and a man saying, well, what are we doing? It's not that, him or her wouldn't get another date or wouldn't have a man or a woman in their lives. It's just that, would you second guess yourself? Now, I wouldn't dare talk to a man that had 7 kids. I wouldn't. I would run away from a person like that. But would you all talk to a woman that had 3 kids? Some of you would. So we have to ask ourselves, but it's not so far-fetched. This is a real thing. It's a real thing. Dre, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. SB, what? I can't see it. Oh, there we go. SB, what do we do when the older ones are broken? They're so defensive, even if you are nice. It's disheartening. Some young ones are more mature, shaking my head. Older women, I'm assuming that's what you're speaking of. Dre, I, as a man, I can't, it's very disheartening to me too. And they actually giving off a wrong message. You were here the other night when Miss Lady D was in the comment section, and you kind of can get an air of how she actually felt. So I feel for you. I would, for you, I would try to be the person that you are. If they don't recognize a good man, then you got to keep it moving, because you don't want anything to change who you are. It's very disheartening. It's disheartening to me that they pass on a negative message to young girls. And then, even though they have had an opportunity to get their life together and maybe share in a good relationship, because we never want to take responsibility for the role we play in anything. I'm noticing that too. And that's all we got to do. We want to be accountable for something. Clement says, SB, I agree, but I believe when we as men stand our ground and hold God's standards, things will change. Keep doing what you're doing. You're needed, SB. You absolutely, Clement. Don't ever, always stand on your square. Make your word known, and if a woman can't comply with that, I mean, that's your best. That's your best. A man walk in and tell a woman, I'm a God-fearing man. I want to build a relationship on godly principles with discipline and structure, and I want you in my life. And she don't fall to her knees. I don't know what kind of woman that is. It's like, what's left? I mean, that's what we want to hear, because with that, that means that this man wants to be accountable to God. That means he's going to have something else keeping him. He wants to have that covenant. He doesn't want to disappoint God himself. What else do we want, y'all? My goodness. What else could you ask for? I mean, I just can't imagine. I mean, that's the ultimate. Now, that doesn't mean that you're a perfect man. And that don't mean that the man might not fall off. It doesn't mean that the woman can't fall off. But that means that you have a heart for God. And if a man has that, then I can almost count on him trying to do the right thing. And even if he's down, he ain't gonna be down long. So it's very disheartening. I understand that. But you know what? Even older women can be influenced. And what I would suggest, though, let me tell you something, and I haven't told women this in a long time. As I was growing up, one thing I did not do was social media. I have never been exposed to social media until now. And now I'm, the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, or what have you. Now, I got to be honest with you all. I really don't do this. Mr. Boss does this for me. When y'all comments come in, thank you so much for the videos that you guys sent. Mr. Gilbert, Christopher, thank you guys so much for that. I do take the time to go through those and respond to them, because I am definitely looking for content or looking for something I can respond to. But for me, just to take my time and to go on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or something like that, I don't do that, because so many reasons. My whole life, I've never done that. It's just something about me that's a little interesting that will not allow me to do it. I say it's God, but I have no idea. I just never wanted to do that. I've always just kind of stood on what I believe, and I'm not going to succumb to influences. So I tell women that are getting married, there are a bunch of negative influences out there, and most of them now are coming through Instagram and social media, Facebook, or what have you. You have women that put their whole life. Now, I just share with you my life. I did this, and I did this through YouTube. But they share with you problems, like they may have problems in the marriage. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They'll put it on Facebook, and they'll say, now, what y'all think about it? They want to get y'all opinion on what they should do in their relationship. And that is not something that we should do. That is not something a woman should do. A woman should always go to her husband or her man, whoever it is, and discuss that. I've said this several times. We should not be having better relationships with our girlfriends than our husbands or our man. We need to figure out why that is. What is it about me that can't be totally invested to the man that loves me and has asked me to marry him, or that I'm married to? Why can it be about him and us becoming one? What is keeping me? What is distracting me? Why is this not enough for me? We have to ask ourselves that, ladies, because we married the man enough. We married him. We loved him enough, trusted him enough to marry him, to give him ourselves, our bodies, whatever, our minds, what have you. But then all of a sudden, I'm tired of him. He get on my nerves and things of that nature. Again, that's what I was talking about a couple of days ago. It might have been a week or so ago when I said that sometimes we don't make that transition from being single women in our mind to being married women. We don't make the transition, because once you make that transition that you're going to be a wife, you understand, and you actually love the purpose of being a wife. You get it. You understand what you're supposed to be doing. Me, as an older woman, I understand the purpose of what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be telling younger folks, hey, listen, this is how it can be. I actually feel like I went through those things that I went through back then. I couldn't tell you why. Didn't even wanted to go through it. I couldn't do it. Didn't even want to, but I did it. I had to, because for a time as today, I can tell young folks, say, listen, ladies, because y'all know, those of you who actually read the Bible, y'all know what it says about women right now. Y'all know exactly what we're experiencing. All I'm trying to do is be the person that can save some of them. And I know Black built like a conquering king. I understand. He told me the other day, and I heard you. He was like, you keep trying to save them and they don't want to be saved. Listen, there is somebody out there listening. There really is. And it may not look like it. It may not look like, but there is somebody out there that can hear me. They are. They're there. I already know it. There are some out there that are inquiring. They want to know, well, how is this done? But I'm over here by myself per se. I don't have the sisterhood behind me. So when you got a sisterhood of people telling you, no, you do it this way. No, you do it this way. And you want to fit in because you're not thinking with your own brain, then you'll do what they say do. But if you have someone over there that's telling you, no, that may not be best for you, and they can be an example of this, which I feel like that I am, then they may listen to me. They may listen. So this is why I do it. This is why I share with the ladies. Look. Have value. What is wrong with it? I'm continually asking that question. What is wrong with being a woman? What is wrong with being a lady? What is wrong with being a woman that is feminine? Why do a woman want to be masculine? Why would a woman want to control a man? Why would a woman want to seek revenge on a man? Why would we want to be their equal? First question. That's the first one. Second one, what is wrong with a woman being a lady? What is wrong with a lady trying to be in her feminine? Excuse me. Y'all get your nails done. You get your hair done. You get the lashes. You have outstanding makeup. You do all these things that are feminine, but your demeanor and your mindset is one of masculinity. You're aggressive. You go over to Dubai with your green hair. You get to cuss some people out because you didn't get your way. And then now you got to stay over there in jail. Jail is not for ladies. Jail ain't for nobody, but especially not for a woman, not for a lady. It's not. But then that's what we do. That is not a message that we should. Come on, ladies. Y'all are now carrying weapons. Now, understand this. I do know that we carry weapons because we are now, having to carry them for our safety. But that's not what I'm talking about. There are women out there now that are carrying weapons and they're taking these weapons out and they're hurting people. All behind a conversation, all behind a disagreement. This is not being a lady. What is wrong with being a lady? What is wrong with being a lady? What is wrong with being married? What is it? What is wrong with having somebody share in your life with you that has the same common interest as you, that want to make you a better person, that when y'all are together, you all are better people? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What's wrong with it? Oh, Dr. Steele says ego, pride. Let me tell you, pride and ego, that is it. But where is this coming from? Who told a woman that she was God? Who told a woman that you know what? Now that I say that, I think I've heard somebody in these spaces telling some woman that she's a God. I am a woman and I have no interest in being a God or a goddess. I am fine being a woman that recognizes that I am blessed and I have a husband that loves me and adores me and I have everything that I need. I am so cool with knowing these things, y'all. So good with it. I am just so at peace with myself knowing this. I have everything I need and more that I can share. I can help somebody. I can talk to somebody. I can let people know, hey, look, no. All men ain't like that. It ain't got to be that way. It could be this way. I promise you, but you got to put the work in. You cannot show up the same woman with the green hair and the attitude and get that man that is God-fearing and adores you. It won't happen. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Let's see. Dr. Umar told them they were gods. Lost in translation. Are you serious? Well, here we have a problem. Dre, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. He says they listening but not hearing. That's heartfelt. Listen, the other night when Lady D mentioned that my husband, she felt as though my husband was raised by a good woman. I'm thinking to myself, I cannot believe that she just said that. And I understood what she was saying, but are we not going to give men any credit for anything? We both come from two-parent households. The man, the husband, the dad played a role in my husband's upbringing. Whether he was good, bad, indifferent, perfect, or whatever, he played a role in it. My husband got to see the man's role in a relationship, in a marriage, in a household. It was there for him to see. So, you know what? I'm beginning to think that a lot of these women, and this is where we might need to have some compassion for our ladies or some empathy or what have you, because I'm beginning to think that these women haven't seen men in this capacity at all, at all, at all. I'm beginning to think that there are no men, a lot of women have not experienced men around them at all. Now, I wish they could just verbalize that. You know, if they could say to us, hey, listen, guys, I understand what you're saying, and I absolutely know that all men are not the same. I know that. That don't even sound right, because that absolutely would mean that all women are the same. If they could come with that type of knowledge or that type of logic, then we could have a conversation and we could tell these ladies, hey, look, you know what? You're right. But then the next thing they would say is, I've never had a man around me that did that. I never had a man in the house. There was my grandma husband. I don't know who he is. My dad, he never lived with us. We never had a relationship. If they came to us or they mentioned to me something of that nature, I'd be like, wow, I understand where you're coming from. So what do you know about picking a mate? Then we could figure it out, y'all. We could figure it out. They too busy reading Steve Harvey's book. That's why they lost. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to blame it on Steve Harvey. These women got to get a mind of their own, because it's their life that they're trying to protect. It's their life. These women got to go through their entire life with the decisions that they make. Men are not going to, the men today are not going to be their saviors. Y'all already know that. Back in the day, y'all already know men used to save women. Y'all know it. It was no big thing for a man to marry a woman with a child. It was no big thing for a man to have a family over here and a family over there. Everybody loved each other and everybody was together. The two maybe didn't know each other. Two families knew nothing about each other until the funeral, but whatever. You know, y'all understand what I'm saying? Men did different things. Now, men are not doing that. Men are more involved. They want to be more involved in the children. They want to be more selective in the women that they choose. They're coming with a better package themselves. And if that's the case, then a woman has to be a better woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because to me, I think if I am being a better woman, I get a better man, then I'm winning. I don't want to be a better woman. And the fact that I have not elevated myself, I don't want to be a better woman. And the fact that I did not elevate myself, I get a terrible man. I want it all to flow. I want the men to be better. So guess what? I know now that I got to be better. I got to elevate myself in order for me to get the type of man that I want. I don't want a man that cheats on me. I don't want a man with a lot of kids. I don't want a man, whatever, you know. I want a God-fearing man. I want a man that recognizes that it's important to have a covenant marriage. I don't want a man particularly that's all about money. I want a man that understands one pot, if that's what you want. But I think a lot of times we don't sit and establish what it is that we want. Because, y'all already know some men these days are saying they want 50-50. A woman needs to say, look, if that's what you want, then if this is what you want and I want this too, then it's okay with me. But if it's not, hey, y'all got to figure it out. Y'all got to figure it out. But it starts with us ladies. In my opinion, it starts with us ladies. We have to elevate ourselves and we have to raise our standards. And the first thing I would say you do is preserve yourself. Now, again, I know all type of shame and no accountability. We don't want to take responsibility for nothing. Yo, ladies, we don't. Every time, they want to blame it on the man. What did the man do? Unless the man is taking something from you guys, it's consensual. And if it's consensual, that means you played a major part in it. You had to actually get undressed. You actually had to show up. You actually had to submit. You actually had to submit, y'all. Y'all had to lay up there and give it. God. UNC, thank you so much for your $500 super chat. You are such a blessing. I thank you so much for your support. And I appreciate the fact that I finally got to have a conversation with you. Again, he says, SB, you and Mr. Boss don't need to save anyone. You are either planting a seed in the mind or you are watering one that has already been planted. Although you may not have the sisterhood behind you, the brotherhood is strong and fully respects and values your work. Thank you so very much for that. And I absolutely know that. I absolutely know that. And that makes me so that makes me so what's the word I'm looking for? I appreciate that so much. I do. But I still want to support my women because I know, ladies, there are some out there that are not being, that are not hearing or have any good examples of anything. But I do advocate for my men. So thank you so much for that. Listen, he is definitely the sponsor of the show tonight. Definitely is. But guys, listen, our ladies are out here. And again, like I said, Sherelle, how are you? Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Our ladies are out here, and I know men are out here that are doing very well. A lot of men want to be married, but I want y'all to understand something. There are more women out here than there are men that want to be married. I know some people say there isn't. Listen to what I'm saying. There are more women out here that want to be married. And y'all gonna give me all kind of pushback. No, SB, no. Listen, they do. That is why they continuously, freely give themselves over to men, because they really do want to be married. It's just they don't want to do the work that's necessary to become wives. Some of them don't even know that it's a requirement. Some think that it's just something that you do. They don't realize that the men actually hold the power to the engagement or the relationship. They're the ones that decide who they marry. They don't understand that. They don't understand that men want to love and adore the women that they choose. They don't understand that. They really actually think that as long as I do what he says, as far as having sex with him, then he may choose me. So when they don't get chosen, they're devastated. And I'm telling you ladies now that the power is not in your vagina. I'm not saying that your vagina is not powerful, but it holds too many emotions to continue to share with people who are not your husband. So I'm asking you guys, ladies, to preserve yourselves. Wait until you find a man or a man finds you and ask you to marry him. Actually, I want you to wait to the nuptial. I actually want you to wait to the night of the wedding is what I really want you to do. But I know y'all ain't going to do what I asked you to do. But I would really love for you to do that, because it's important for you to figure out what a wife looks like. Because it's just not the girlfriend that just got married. It's very sacrificial. You are now in a position as a helpmate to your husband. There's some things that come with that. It's some good stuff though. Y'all, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good. I know some be like, well, I'm going to be his slave. I don't want to get walked all over. I don't know what type of men that you are with. My husband absolutely loves everything that I do for him. Everything. He loves it. I fold my husband's underwear. Y'all don't want to hear it. Don't come for me. I folds my husband's underwear. And he, like, for the first 2 or 3 years, Rob, he was like, really? Really? Now, if I balled up a pair of underwear and put in his drawer, he'd be like, babe, what's going on with this? It's just, I'm telling you, I folded 2 or 3 years into the marriage. He was like, are you really folding underwear? I'm like, yeah, I do that. That came straight from my mama, y'all. It was just the way that we were raised. And I brought it into the marriage. That was one of the things. He loves it. Now he has adjusted to it. It's no big deal. Now it's probably it is an expectation. He appreciates that, but that is what wives do. I heard just the other day, I think it was JB talking about Cam. Now, JB said that he ran out of shampoo. And the next day when it was time to get back in the shower again, he reached for the shampoo and reached for the bottle, and the bottle was filled again with shampoo. And he just loved the fact that his wife, she knew to refill that shampoo. She just did it for him. It was no, babe, fill the shampoo. It was just something that was done. She did it for him. And he just loved the fact. He was like, hey, it meant so much. So when we hear men talk about, these ladies, they're not assets to us. I can get Uber Eats. I can get all these. I can get somebody to clean my house, all that stuff. They talk about all the, things that we do physically. They can get someone to replace it, because they have no idea what it's like to have a wife. So they say that single men say things like that. But I'm telling you, JB, I know he was like, Just to see his smile on his face. Well, I didn't see it, but yeah, no, I was looking at his face to see him talk about Cam actually putting shampoo in that bottle. It was like, wow, he was just overjoyed by that. He was overjoyed by that. And I'm saying to you guys, that's what marriage is about. Those two are becoming one. She is actually anticipating his needs. I anticipate Mr. Boss needs. What man wouldn't want a woman that is willing to anticipate his needs? That's what a wife is. That's what a helpmate is. You learn, you grow together. That's how it works, y'all. It's we become assets. You know, the one pot thing, hey, not everybody's going to get a hold of that, especially not right away. But you have to know who you marry. You have to know what if he has any vices or what have you. Y'all got to slow down. I am trying to encourage women to be good women so they can marry good men. So y'all can have those wives who are there for you. So we can build that circle. We can be on one accord. That is the desire. That is the desire. And the only way we can do that is to continue to work at being wives. And I think that there are some women out there that are very much willing. And until we can get it done, then I'm going to continue to do what I do. I know y'all probably be like, SB, you can't save these women. And look, UNC said, you don't need to save nobody. I understand. I'm going to continue to plant the seed. I agree with you. Clement says, that's right, SB. You are a Proverbs 31 wife. Thank you so very much for that. Mr. Boss actually told me that also. D-Mac, you bring value to his life. Exactly. D-Mac, I think you have a wife too, don't you? So Clement, I would love to speak to your wife. I hope sometime you are telling her to sneak a peek when you in here on Monday and Wednesday night, because I feel as though she's a good woman for you. I think you feel like she's a good woman, but she just has some negative influences going on that just need to be corrected. She needs to see you different. Right now, she's not seeing you with the lenses that she needs to see you. And that's all it is. I just think that could be so corrected really fast. Just don't let it get away from us. Just don't let it get away. But anyway, guys, listen, I'm here. Oh, I got one more video. Mr. Boss just reminded me of something. I got another video, and I was going to announce it. I got another video I want to share with you all. Now, listen. When I saw this next video, I didn't know what to think, because it's just like I just need to catch my breath, because I just didn't know what to think. So I'm gonna play the video. Mr. Boss is gonna play the video, and I want y'all to respond to it in the comment section. I'm not going to bring anybody up because I didn't mean to be here long tonight. I just wanted to share with you all the things that I've been hearing and the little feedback that I've been getting. And I appreciate you all for being here and continuing to share my videos. And K-Mall TV, it was exciting the way he put that video out there. I appreciate him, and I know he's going to continue to do that. And all of you who have taken my TikTok videos and did duets with them, it's really funny. And, the women, Mr. Boss is going to continue to cut them up. So you can continue to see my face and y'all continue to get mad. So come on over to the platform and debate with me. Not debate, because I don't debate these things. Marriage is something that I know. So there's really no need for debate. But check out this video, guys. Did y'all see that video? I don't think they saw it, Mr. Boss. Let's put it and have the cover. Let's play it one more time. Hold on for a minute. We're going to put it. I stopped right there. Thank you so much for that. This video says, this is what happens when you adhere to treatment. HIV positive and hot. Did y'all hear what I just said? Let me do it. Let me say it again. This video says, this is what happens when you adhere to treatment. HIV positive and hot. Yeah, when I first saw this video, I don't know how I felt. I'm trying to still gather myself, because I'm thinking, all right, this lady, my heart goes out to her, because she had must undoubtedly been sexually liberated as something happened where she contracted HIV. Obviously, she's taking care of herself. So I'm assuming that she is at this point non-detectable. Ain't that what they say? Don't they call it non-detectable? But at the same time, she's calling herself hot. Now, a video I did a couple of days ago, I said, hot girl summers. And during hot girl summers, the women think they hot. And while a woman is thinking she hot, she does things that she may not be proud of later on. Now, to me, HIV is a very serious situation. But when she puts HIV and hot all in the same sentence, what do y'all think about that? I'm just like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? Azrael, do you do consultations for girlfriends? Listen, I haven't done one in a minute, but I had a wife ed class, and it was a lot of ladies, actually about 6 ladies in my wife ed class. And guess what? One of them has gotten married. And since then too, we have a standard, was a show that I did with 4 individuals, and 3 of those 4 have gotten married also. It's only one left. And that one that's left is Cheeky Banter. And Cheeky is the virgin of the family. And he's the only one that has not gotten married yet. So I will speak to women if she wants to talk to me and ask questions, but it's totally up to them. And I know you laughed out loud. But anyway, we're getting back to this hot, HIV positive and hot. I need to understand this right here, y'all. See, this is I'm going to offend somebody else, but this is the delusion of our women today, because this is a very serious situation. I'm not saying she needs to crawl in a corner and stop living. I'm not saying that at all. But HIV positive and hot, when you address yourself as being hot to me is like, I'm available. I'm ready to have fun. I'm for you. I'm for whatever, I'm hot. I'm out here. I'm ready. That's what hot means to me. Now, I know this is not what she's meaning, but she's actually promoting the fact that this is what happens when you adhere to your treatment, which is a good thing. And I'm glad that her life, she's here and she looks like she's healthy and living good life. But this is delusional to put this out here like this, HIV positive and hot. And then when you tell a person, or you don't mention to a person that you're non-detectable, and I think that's what we're saying, what exactly are we doing? Do we absolutely know that? Do we absolutely know that it's okay to have sexual partners and not worry about us passing on HIV because we are, or because they did say we're non-detectable? What are we doing? Do we announce that we have HIV? Is it time now for our life to become more serious because we have encountered something that is bigger than us, and now we need to chill and just see what God has for us? Where are we at with this HIV positive and hot? This is a young woman. She got her lips ready. Her face is beautiful. Y'all, I'm out to lunch on this. I really wanted to hear. The video does not make sense. Dr. Steele, whoa, fellas, keep your poles in your pants. A lot of these women are walking around spreading their diseases on the unsecured men. Listen, that's my thoughts. I think her wording is wrong. I think it is very wrong. I don't think we should put HIV positive and hot in the same sentence. It should not apply. Hot. And no, this is a real thing. That's not like that stuff you just get a shot for and it go away. That's real too, but this is big. And yeah, understand, this is the woman that we are working with. She didn't mean any harm. She didn't mean any, but guess what, man? Protect yourself. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I hope that somebody heard something that they appreciate. That's her mentality though. Hey, Miss JB, I don't know, but apparently so. And thank you so much for being here. But guys, listen, I appreciate you all. And I'm going to continue to talk to my ladies. I'm still continuing to advocate for my man. I love the fact that you all showed up here on Wednesday night. And thank y'all so much. And UNC, thank you always for sponsoring the show. And I'll see you guys soon. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
That old jive swing, you take up all of the floor. I'm fine with standing at the edge of the door. You be the life of the party. I blend in with with the chord.
You drink it all to Bacardi.
Till the bottle's no more.
Let's take it back before this started.
Better before.
You want the love, I don't got it.
Got my soul on the road.
You screaming, stay, please don't go. Don't think it's in me to listen to flow. It's so different with distance we roam into zones where nothing get heard anymore. I just wish I was home when I stepped through front door, but instead I'm alone and completely unsure. And even though you're screaming out with the best of intentions, I don't get it. Why do you always gotta ask me to stay? Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. Say, why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road.
See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts they too scared to usher off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not. And I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in the days, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove your away.
I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. Give up what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably wanna beat my death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars, reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can fall out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Are you crying? And I'm trying to find the reason, so I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black? I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.